Well, I hope that everybody is having a good morning this morning. I am doing kind of an impromptu live stream that I normally don't do. And I appreciate you all for being here. And this is really on something that just happened this weekend. I'm really big about full exposure um, and being very open booked. And this has to do with sexual predators in Discord. I had the unthinkable happen this weekend with our mental health community on Discord and a sexual predator. And apparently, I have an issue, I guess, with Chris's. Since I have Chris with the Rewired Soul doing videos about me and my sobriety, and now I have a sexual predator being reported to the police department, who was a moderator in the Discord community. So I wanted just to start off and let anybody know in the Discord community that it is designed to be a safe community, and that it is designed for peer-to-peer support. I wanted a community out there that was for others that you could go to have kind of a safe space, and unfortunately that was violated this weekend. And I'm going to end up doing more YouTube videos actually now on sexual predators and mental health. Due to this, there's an individual out there by the name of Chris Sorson, who is a registered sex offender in Georgia, and he was actively grooming in the mental health Discord. I get it, Fisherman, and you know what? I want to congratulate and thank the admins, Jenny and Jiffy and Laura, for being really active in there, and allowing and talking with everybody and gathering the screenshots and everything needed to be able to report this to the Georgia parole, because he is currently on parole. But just kind of the events that end up happening. One, this has just been a weekend from hell. I look like shit because I feel like shit. So that's kind of how it is. And no, Chris from the Rewired Soul, I don't feel like shit because of any of the medication that I take. I feel like shit because I feel violated too, just along with like everybody else. Yeah, no, we were exactly psychopath. We were lucky that we found out about this when we did. Unfortunately, some damage had already been done. What ended up happening is on 3:30 a.m. on Saturday, we were notified by one of the members in Discord that we had a moderator who was DMing inappropriate things. Through that, a couple of the admins went through and started, hey, Supernova. Admins went through and started messaging some of the different members, and we found out that we had a sexual predator who is on the current list of sex offenders for Georgia, who is currently on parole for molestation of a minor. This person was a former moderator in our Discord. He had actually been booted out before this all came to light. And we found out that he was talking in DMs with other members, to the point of letting him know, hey, why don't you leave your family and come live with me? Which is completely unacceptable. It is disgusting. It is gross. And it just shows that there are evil people out in this world. You know, there really is good and evil. And this is the absolute sign of an evil human being. And it just goes to show how important it is to talk to your kids and be open with your kids and be open with your family, even if you're an adult, to be able to share with them and to talk to them and have that open line of communication. So if your kids are angry, or if they're going through something, that your kids can come to you and talk to you, because that's what it's all about. No, absolutely. He's known as on TikTok as Devil Advocate 1992. He also has another ID on there as Devil Advocate 1992-2. His name is Chris Sorensen. He is on Facebook. He is on Instagram. And he is a sexual predator, actively predatoring and preying on kids underage. He will send them inappropriate, 91, excuse me. Thank you, Fisherman. He is actively preying on children. I'm good on scenes. I just had one hell of a fucking weekend with Chris from the Rewired Soul, to Chris, who is a former admin in my Discord community, being a sexual predator. You're doing a lot better now. Awesome. And that's what it is. It's finding what works for you, Clutch. You know, because different antidepressants out there affect people differently. And it's trial and error to find out what works for you. And when it rains, it does pour. And that's why I wanted to make everybody aware that we have taken the steps necessary. He is banned from Discord. He's been reported to Discord. He's been reported to TikTok. He's been reported to the Georgia authorities as being an individual that is an active sexual predator that is in violation of his parole. And all week long, I will be making it my mission in life to ruin this individual, because this is above even the drama that Chris from the Rewired Soul does. This right here is yeah, no, this is a no-go, no fly zone. But it is also a reminder of how evil human beings are out there, and that there are bad people out there, and how important it is to have that communication with your kids, to have that communication with your family. Even if you're an adult, have it with your family, and to have open communication. If somebody ever DMs you something that's inappropriate, asking for pictures or to leave your family, you need to be open and share that with other individuals. Don't let it ruin necessarily your trust in people, but you need to be open with other individuals if something makes you uncomfortable. And you need to scream and shout. It's the same when it comes to mental health or it comes to depression, anxiety. You need to scream and shout if something is wrong. So if somebody is ever messaging you on any kind of social media of something in the nature of, coming and living with them and taking a almost invested interest in you, as in family interest, that's something that you need to scream and shout about, because that is an area that somebody's crossing into that's very dangerous. And there are predators out there. There are sex offenders out there. And unfortunately, one of them made their way into our Discord. Thankfully, we've taken the steps necessary to make sure that this doesn't happen again. When it comes to doing background checks, when it comes to our selection process, and when it comes to even entering into the Discord. His name, Steph, is Chris Sorensen. He goes by the user ID of Devil's Advocate, which is ironic because he is a epitome of evil. He is on TikTok, he is on Instagram, he is on Facebook, and he is active in being a predator. He is actively messaging individuals underage, and actively trying to coerce them to come and visit him. Again, it's been reported to the Georgia Police Department with screenshots and all the evidence and proof that we were able to gather. He is, like Jenny said, currently on parole. So we've done everything that we could to now nip this in the butt. And when it rains, it pours. And unfortunately, there are just, again, horrible individuals out there. And it's saddening, because I wanted nothing more than to create a community of peer-to-peer support, people helping people just like struggling through life, not this bullshit. I don't mind dealing with shit from like the Rewired Soul or other YouTubers. Like that's fine. People can personally attack me, but do not attack kids. Do not attack other adults, because that's fucked up. That's next level fucked up. That just shows that you are a horrible, fucked up human being. And hey, life, how are you? And so to have somebody who's a sex offender enter into the Discord, that is a registered sex offender currently on parole, goes to show that there is a lot that needs to be taken into place if you are on Discord. If you are on Discord and you get messages from somebody that seem inappropriate, you got to let people know. You got to let the admins of the Discords know, hey, Razor, since vendors allowed on social media, I'm seeing it depends, and it depends in the state that they are. I've actually started doing a lot of research into what exactly the laws are for sex offenders, of what they can and cannot do. Because this is something that's just completely shocked me to have a registered sex offender on parole DMing children and messaging children. It depends on what they were a sex offender for. And again, it comes down to, if you really, the Discord community that I'm talking about is the one that I created back in February. There's over 700 members in there. And so to have a sex offender in there with the access to be able to DM people in a state of mental health is something that's extremely dangerous. And so it's something that I'm taking extremely serious, and thankful to all the admins in the Discord for doing their role and doing their part in helping to make sure that everybody is taken care of, to making sure that this has been erased to the point that we can go to authorities with what we need to be able to show. No, he's not. We got to know about this problem on Saturday morning, early morning. A member had messaged us and let us know that they were receiving inappropriate things from another individual. As we dug into it, Turned out he was a registered sex offender. And then it turned out that he was DMing and messaging multiple members in the Discord, creating up other Discords, and wanted to create a family, and have people actually leave their parents and come live with him. In the sense of what grooming is. Kate Morton actually did a amazing video of what grooming by a sexual predator is, and it is exactly what he was doing. And so luckily we halted that, but you got to remember that there are just pieces of shit out there. There are pieces of shit out there. So be selective of who you let in your life, and whose messages that you enjoy, and who you want to actually have be a part of your life. I mean, the last thing I really wanted to do is do a live stream this morning looking like this, trying to drink my coffee, because somebody comes in and is damaging and hurting people. It's the last thing that you want done, and the last thing that anybody ever wants to deal with, and the last thing I ever wanted to deal with is a sexual predator. I knew that there would be challenges coming up when it came to a mental health Discord. I didn't realize to the extent, especially when it came to a sex predator in a Discord. But it is a reality out there, and awareness on everything is key. Thankfully, though, there are members and stuff and people who have spoken up and said that, hey, this is happening. I'm uncomfortable. And if you are in the Discord and you haven't reported any of it to us, feel free to please report this to us, so that we can actually also send this and forward this to the police department down in Georgia. It really sucks when it gets into just real life bullshit of he's getting okay. I didn't realize what that is, but yeah, no, that is a legit sex offender. It's sick and it's saddening, but it goes to show you that there are bad people out there. But you're not a victim, and you can put an end to the evil out there. The more that you speak up about it, and the more that if something is uncomfortable, no matter what it is, if you speak up, believe me, it will make a difference. And you're not the only one, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's nothing to beat yourself up over. Hindsight and everything is 20/20. Hindsight with me and my father who took his life by suicide. I mean, my hindsight's 20/20 on that, of what could I have done? What could I have done? You can't beat yourself up on that. The best thing that you can do is to speak up if something is uncomfortable and let others know. And don't just tell one person, tell fucking everybody. Tell people in your life, tell people online, tell everyone you can that something is wrong and that somebody is hurting you or doing something that is making you uncomfortable. The more that you are silent about it, the more power that you do give a predator. And so you need to know that, with my DMs and my phone number out there, I'm more than willing to talk to anybody who's struggling with this. RAINN, RAINN.org is a phenomenal resource when it comes to predators, when it comes to sex offense, when it comes to any of that. Razor, we are talking about an individual in the Discord who is a former moderator named Devil's Advocate, who is a registered sex offender. And so taking this very serious, and Life, I've known you've had issues with your Discord before. This is the first big issue I've had with my Discord, and it sucks, and it just really, fuck, it gets into your head, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with some human beings out there? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I hope that they take him. I hope that he gets locked up. I have zero tolerance when it comes to sex offenders, and what they do and what they stand for. And it's sickening to me. I mean, like, this has really fucked up my entire fucking weekend. Throwing work and real life and everything else. I mean, this is the first major issue that we've hit with the Discord, and it's unfortunately a very sad and sick one. It triggers it triggers a lot of different people, and that's why it's so important to have a zero tolerance. And if you find out somebody is a sex offender and they are violating it, get the fuck with the parole and let them know, let the authorities know, and trust me, you're not going to get in trouble. And people will be appreciative, and it will make a difference in other people's lives. The more that you report it, and the more that you talk about it. Dude, I get it, Life. I really do. No worry, Raise It. And I appreciate you being part of the channel. I mean, my channel is all about mental health, mental illness. I mean, is there drama in it? Yeah. The Rewire Soul decided to do a video on me on Friday, questioning my sobriety because I'm prescribed Xanax and I'm prescribed Adderall by a doctor. And I'm going to do some videos on that, of going into how those diagnoses work. This one is mainly to head off, and when it rains, it pours. So take one raindrop at a time instead of trying to eat everything all at once and handle it. And so the first and foremost thing is what I saw as the most important is to head this off more than anything else. And to head off that it was blatantly aimed at anybody too, but he refuses to ever name Gary. Oh, I know, Steph, he does. The Rewire Soul refuses to name a lot of people, and so I'm going to have a little bit of interesting dialogue. The amazing thing too is if you are part of the sobriety community, you'll notice even in that video, CG Kid started speaking up, and he's a very large YouTuber in the sobriety community of how the Rewire Soul is ignorant. But the biggest message I can put across is uncomfortable, and you need to be able to speak up. And I know that it takes a lot of strength inside. I know that it's very painful and it's a very scary experience. So it's one of those that I want you to understand the importance of it. For some reason, it says my internet connection is a little unstable. Don't understand why. It's just one of those weekends. So if anybody is in the Discord and they have had anything happen to them that makes you uncomfortable or that has been brought to your attention that is out of your comfort zone, please report it to an admin. Please report it to your family. Let them know what's going on. Communication is everything. Awesome, Bartman. And you know what? It's not a perfect community, obviously. Except me, and I guess we'll make sure that you're in, Bartman. It's not a perfect community, but it is one there of support. And that's where anything that we can do to help you when it comes to the admins right now, we will. And if you are even uncomfortable talking to anybody out there when it comes to this is a phenomenal service out there. It is a nonprofit. I'm going to enter it into the message. Right there is the website for RAINN.org. It is an abuse hotline. It is a trauma hotline. And you know what? The one thing, Poison Dasher, is you're not in danger. The more that you communicate and that you talk to everybody around you, you need to let them know of what's going on. You need to talk to your parents of what's going on. If you are a minor and you are in any kind of discords or you're on any kind of social media, anytime that you've been interactive of any sort with a sexual predator, let your parents know. They're not going to be mad at you. All right. It's not your fault. So you got to remember that. And it's one of those that we were taking the steps again necessary to correct this issue and to make it a safe environment and to make sure that there are additional steps taken so that this does not happen again. So, I mean, I wanted to do this live stream so that everybody knows of what happens, because I don't believe in swiping anything and pushing anything under the rug. I feel very strongly on being an open book. And when challenges arise, the best that you can do is say, hey, this is what's happened. Here's what we're doing. If anybody has any suggestions or wants to help us in this too, let me know. I'm more than happy to have your help and to making sure that, good does conquer evil, because I believe in what's right is right. And when it comes to this, it's thank you, I'm seeing, and I appreciate that. We've done the best that we can to address the problem as well as we could. So it is one of those that it's an unfortunate series of events that have happened, and it's one of those that I wanted to be able to directly get out right away. I mean, this week I'll be very active on YouTube and TikTok and a lot of the different social medias. I'll be talking about a lot about mental health. I'll be talking about the rewired soul, and I'm going to be talking about sex predators. And I'm going to blast this motherfucker all over the fucking place so that anybody and everybody who comes into contact with him knows that he is a sex offender, and that he is actively violating his parole. So that, justice can take its place. And, it's one of those that you unfortunately have to leave up to the justice system, which sometimes, yes, there are flaws to it. But you know what? I do believe in what goes around comes around. And I'm hoping that he gets his. I'm hoping that he ends up, back into jail, best case scenario, and that people are protected from it. They are vile life. They really are. And people out there are horrible. It's like, Sunday is my family day. And the last thing I wanted to do is be on YouTube and doing a live stream of going, hey, guess what? There's a sex offender in here. Definitely Poison Dasher. We get it. And that's why you got to remember that the admins are here for you. And also talking to your parents. So I'm going to end up cutting this live stream short. What do we have? Oh, you can be on live stream in your robe.
Not in, no, here.
Oh.
This.
Thank you. So if you do have a sex offender that does come into your life, make sure that you do report it to the police. Make sure that the police understand that the Enjoy Your Sunday, everyone, you too life. Make sure that the police are aware of what's going on. Make sure that your family's aware of what's going on, and it's all about communication. So it's a bagel. What's the word? Aren't supporters yet? No, they are not. That reminded me of Homer Simpson. Huh? So I just wanted to let you guys know that this is something that we have been aware of and that we are on top of. But you will see me a lot on YouTube here this upcoming week discussing the matter. I'm going to be doing a lot of things on sex predators. I'm going to be doing a lot on mental health and the rewired soul. I'm going to try to keep the drama to a minimum. But exactly, if you see something, say something. That's the best way to put it. I'm seeing mummies. If you see something out there that you don't agree with, say something. Communication is everything. Letting others know what you're going through is everything. And so that's exactly. And I totally get that. And there are a lot of triggers when it comes to sex predators. And so if you see the videos, I will make sure that there are trigger warnings and stuff on the videos so that nobody is overly caught off guard by them. Clicking on one of my YouTube videos and seeing something on sex predators. But I just wanted to let everybody out there in the community know that, I appreciate all the support. It's amazing to see how people have bonded together to actually give peer-to-peer support during a time of need. It does restore my faith in humanity in those aspects. And that, I do believe in good conquering evil. So I hope that everybody ends up having an amazing weekend. If you were affected by this, though, there are resources out there for you. With rain.org, just let you know again, we are going through and we are doing as much as we can with the police department in Georgia to make sure that we can stop this individual and stop the hurt. And just to let you guys all know that you are amazing. Gene just dropped the rain.org link, which is for abuse and traumatic abuse. If you need somebody, a counselor to talk to there, feel free there, because the Discord was not set up for counselors or doctors. It was set up for peer-to-peer support. But as I cut this short, I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you. And it was important to have this stream just to let you know that this is being addressed and being taken care of. So I want you guys to know that you matter, that you're beautiful, that you're important, that you're special, that you're a badass motherfucker no matter what it is that you've been through, that you've made it to today. And you know what? You'll make it through anything and everything. So if you are struggling out there, feel free to reach out. Feel free to get support. And you know what? If you ever have something that comes across you that you feel uncomfortable about, please report it to your authorities, report it to your parents, report it to family members, whoever. The more that you speak out, the more that you make sure that anybody out there doing damage is put to an end. So I appreciate you guys. I hope they have an amazing evening, and trust me, you'll see a lot of me this week. So I love you guys.